everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply once again. Today we're going to do video 23 and I hope you enjoy it, and let's take a look at what I've been doing. Actually, you can kind of see some of it already. But anyway, let's go see. Okay, everybody, as I think I mentioned in the last time I took some video up here, someone has suggested changing the color of the rock simply because it didn't match the color of the ground. And I guess I get so ingrained in doing a particular ground color that I forget that geologically the rocks should be the same color. So here we are. I went back and changed the colors of the rocks all the way around. And as you can see, I have dry brushed the highlight back on. And I painted the rocks around the Indian ruins. And I agree. I think it looks way better than it did before. Way better. So I appreciate whoever it was that posted that comment. I initially got rid of it simply because I didn't want to address it, because I didn't want to go to the extra work. But they had the right idea. So I hope they're not offended. But yes, I'm in agreement. Thanks, guys. Let me show you over here on the other side. Okay, and over here I just did a little dry brushing on the rocks that are exposed and a little dry brushing on the hills back there. I haven't gone too far. I haven't gone all the way down, haven't done the back or anything like that, but that's kind of what that's looking like. Okay, gang, the filling process has started. I have to mix up another large batch of celluclay after dinner, but you can see the contour that they're forming dumping this dirt off of the trestle. We will have something similar looking to that over here on the other side going up, and this is the tunnel that they have made going through. So they had to shore up the trestle, and then they had to build the stone and concrete tunnel, and we'll see how this turns out. I think it's going to look kind of cool. If it doesn't, I'll just tear it all out. Okay, there we are. I'll show you later on when I get the other half kind of mocked in. Okay, everybody. With a little bit more work after dinner here, this is where I'm at. They're filling it in slowly but surely. This ramp that I built over here is for a bulldozer to get up there. I'm gonna have a bulldozer working down here, and I don't know what else. Maybe some dump trucks and stuff. I really don't know. But there's a ramp over here on the other side too, so that if I ever get another bulldozer, I could bring it down and have it working on the opposite side over there. So this is what it looks like right now. Okay, everyone, you've pretty much seen all this, but today I finished grass all the way down to the other end, and you can see how it gets lighter colored down here at the end, except for up on the top of the crest of the mountain, which is going to have trees on it. The trees are going to fade down to the bottom. Let me stand back. This is what you see now when you come in, and I'm liking the shading going down. The filling of the trestle is incomplete, of course. But it's going to take, this is the second day and the stuff is still not even close to dry. You can see the light white parts where it is dry versus the parts where it's creamy colored and is not dry. But when it does dry, we're going to get busy on that little thing there. I have vacuumed most of this mountain here with a big vacuum. So the stuff is on there where it's going to stay. I have not pulled the paper out in the back there and used a wand to get back there and vacuum that track off all the way down there. But I've really got to wait until that last little section down there dries, the glue dries. I don't want to hit it with a big vacuum until it's totally dry. But essentially, this is what the base ground cover is going to look like. You just have to picture it with much more on there and 700 trees. So 600 or 700 trees. But anyway, that's it. Oh, I do have one more thing. That stuff's just sitting there. But the guy that was giving away the tunnel portals and stuff out at the fairgrounds had these, and I'm going to use that wing wall. And unfortunately, I got two left-hand wing walls instead of a left and a right. If I go back out there, I'll get another wing wall, and then I'll make all that scenery match that. And then he had this, apparently he made this tunnel interior. Now, I don't need the whole thing, but when you stand back here, it does act as a pretty good view block there. And once that's covered up, you won't see squat, yet it's accessible from the inside. So that's where that's going to go when I get ready to put plaster cloth over that. And then we're going to be back over here, back to plastering down that way. I also have made a kind of a tentative decision to put that apartment building right there. And to do that without having to cut a hole in the wood, I'm going to cut out that basement access down on the bottom so that it'll sit flat. And then I will put the firehouse is going to go next to that, because I thought it would be logical for the firehouse to be near or on the side where the oil refinery is. And then beyond that, it'll be scenery going down that way. That firehouse is going to stand up about a ½ inch, because I have some 1-inch foam, and I think I have some ½ inch foam. Anyway, I'm going to raise it up and raise that apartment building up. You know, I could do that on 1-inch foam, and then I wouldn't have to cut off that bottom thing, and it would raise it up. I don't know. I'm going to give that a little bit of thought there. Can't really move this train yet because I have not cleaned the plaster cloth plaster off of the track where I need to back it up over there. And there's no sense in backing it up over there until I got done putting the plaster on here and doing the painting of the base painting like this is over here. So I have a lot of irons in the fire. It's just, you know, when I come out here, it's always, which one do I do next? So we'll see. I got some other cool things to show you, but I'm not ready to show you yet. I got some 3D printed oil well heads and some storage tanks and stuff in N and Z. And they will go back in that area somewhere back there. But we will figure it out. But they look real nice. I was pretty impressed with the quality of them. Once I get them painted, I'll show them to you. Thanks. Okay, it's after dinner this evening, and this evening is Thursday night, and I'm likely to post this video later. But you can see here sort of a close-up of what the ground cover looks like down here. And even though that's still wet down there, it is dry enough to hold the vacuum cleaner up off it and suck up any excess. And I have sucked up all the excess. I sucked it up with the little vacuum cleaner first to recover as much grass as I could. And then I just used the big vacuum to really get the rest of it off of there. So, I think, and I'm not sure, and I don't know when I'm going to get to this, we're going to work on this. Once that's dry, we're going to be working on the filling of the trestle and get that going. But in the meantime, I think I might start planting some trees. In fact, I may start that tonight just because that seems to be what's in my head. But we may start some tree planting. So we shall see how this goes. But I'm going to go inside early because, as you can see, I've got that upper main line running. I've taken the newspapers out from back behind that were designed to catch the grass that went over the edge, which didn't work at all. When I picked it up, all the grass left the newspaper and went down in there anyway. But I used that skinny vacuum attachment to get it all out of there. And obviously the train is running, well, it's got a cleaning car on the front of it right now because there's also some plaster and some of the celluclay residue. But if I was to take that off right now, it would continue to run. But I think that's where we're going to wrap up the video for today. And we'll start with a new one when we start working on the trestle here. And once I start putting trees out. But we're going to call this a wrap. Okay, everybody, that's a wrap on 23. Hope you enjoyed it, as I usually say, and I'll put another link to it. But go to the vintage page. There's a bunch of new stuff on there. Locomotives, all DCC. Anyway, go check them out. See if there's anything you can use. And as usual, thanks for watching.